Hey, what's up, everybody? Uh, been putting off making this video for a while. I don't know why I've been doing it. Been kind of down in the dumps. We all know why. We ain't getting into it today. We ain't making this video about that. But some of the things that we wound up using that got us through the power outage, it helped a lot. I want to make a little video, show y'all guys a few things. This bad boy right here is a Gulu 300 GTX. I want it. Big shout out to Brian Waters Outdoors. He had a giveaway. I was lucky enough to win it, and it's been so helpful. It's only 300 watts. It won't run any major appliances, but it will run the fan. It'll run, I think it'll run a 12-volt cooler for a couple hours. You can recharge all kind of devices on it. It's got 2 AC outlets, plug-ins on it, and it's got the barrel connector plugs down here, 12-volt, circuit lighter plug, all that good stuff. Display comes on, it's at 100 watts right now. I mean, 100%. This thing, I was out here running around with this little solar panel. I'll show y'all in just a second. With Gina's car parked right behind where this tripod is, with the solar panel on it, chasing the sun. I'd start over here on the back of my truck when it come up over there, and I'd work my way around and get on Gina's car over here and catch it as it goes down in the afternoon. Probably not going to get much out of it, but like I said, this little thing, Gulu GTX 300, I don't even think they make them anymore. I think they make the 600 now. But still, it's a great price on it. It's only like, I believe it's 400 and something. I'd go back and look again. Just for the 600, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, most of them charge you like $1 per watt. But this has been a tough little power station. I mean, to get us through all this. And like I said, we couldn't put a lot of wattage in it every day. We had to watch the fan when it got cool at night, cut it off and stuff. But when it got really hot, it would run that fan. It said it was supposed to run a fan for about 5 hours. When you put it on low, it run it about 6 to 7 hours. If I'm not bad wrong. So, like I said, if you're going camping or something like that, and you got, this is like a 16-inch oscillating fan that it was running. So like if you're going camping or something like this, would be a perfect one to take with you, because you can put a little small fan in a tent with you. It only draws like a few watts, and run it, and it'd be amazing. Or like, I mean, it's great. I mean, like everybody going to the meetups. If all your outlets are tied up there at your campsite, guess what? Your buddy comes along and says, "Hey, I need to charge my phone, I need to charge my GoPro, whatever." Bam, it's covered. Just charge it back up later. It's very useful, for real. I mean, it shocked me just how much it would handle a load. But also, got this from Temu. I cannot remember what the actual name of the company is, but this was supposed to be 30-watt solar station. I mean, it's a solar charger, solar panel. But all the best I could get out of it was 17 watts. That's just all the way. But it actually has a kickstand on it, but only has one. I wish it had 2. But it is actually a real deal solar panel. 30 watts. It actually catches pretty good sun. And this can also be used to charge phones, I believe laptops, tablets, stuff like that. And it's so light and compact, you can throw this in your vehicle and take it with you. Because it was actually putting 17 watts of charge into this thing. Now, granted, it took forever to charge it up, and we'd have to keep a check on it. When it actually killed it, on the hot night we used it, when it killed the battery completely, yeah, I think we got it back to about 40% that day before I gave up. And I found out my nephew had a generator, so I ran down there and plugged it in. It actually comes with a plug-in with the brick that you plug into the wall, and it charges like, I looked at the display, I think it charges like 70 to 80 watts with that. So in a couple hours, it's fully charged. Grab it, throw it in the car, take it with you. But one thing I did notice about this deal here, it comes with a cool little pouch with your cordage and stuff in it. And there's also, I don't know if you can see that in there, it's a little brick inside with different charging ports on it. So you can Type-C, USB, DC, and OC30. which I guess is kind of like a USB, but yeah. But it also has these connectors here for solar panels. But what I used is, since this Gulu didn't have that hookup, I used the barrel connector and I put the adapter on it. Plugs right in the back and then plugs into the DC port in this. I was getting 17 watts out of it. I mean, for this to be a little, I think I paid like 15, 20 bucks for this on Temu. For it to do what it does, it's not bad. I mean, I can highly recommend it. Like I said, if you find that logo on there, I think it starts with an M. The company does. I think that's actually an M there. Check them out. It's not bad. It does the job. And also, these little bad boys right here. I sent the link to Jesse at Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa. This is on his Amazon affiliates page. These are the little light bulbs. I call them bulbs. But they actually have the old school like cell phone charger here, port, and there's your button inside this little foam grommet right here to turn it on. These bad boys are really bright. They work. You can put you a couple screw hooks up in the ceiling, a board up in the ceiling, hang it up, and you're lighting up a whole room with it. They work really well. And they also come, I think I did this one during my live, but people didn't see the live. They actually come, this is the original ones we had with the original 2-wire deal with the old school cell phone charger from a few years back. And it comes with a small solar panel and adhesive bat. Like you can stick it on something outside if you want to keep it permanently out there. They're pretty nice. And this, you can lay this out with the bulbs in the shade if you can. I would lay mine behind the solar panel while I charged the bulbs up while I was charging the power station. So, I mean, it worked really great. They actually charged them up enough to get us through the night. So we have 2 in this one. We actually have another box that's got 1 in it, but it's got the actual round cord on it. And it works pretty good. Let me get these back in here if I can get it in here. Nothing ever goes in the box the same way it comes out, y'all. And I will say this, if you have a well and the power goes out, most of the stuff that's come off of this bad boy here, Aquatainer, I think is what it's supposed to be. I need to really peel that off, be done with it. This thing here holds 7 gallons of water. And you can just set it up on your counter like this. And I don't have any water in it right now, and cut it on and have water. And if there's not enough water coming out, you got an air release valve right there. Let air come in so you can get your water. I'm telling you, this thing is a lifesaver. And this screws out of the front of the cap and screws into the backside. So you don't have it sticking up so you don't break it off while you're transporting it. And when you get where you're going, you take it off, pop it off. I mean, this thing would be great for like hanging out at picnics or going fishing. You need some water to drink, water to wash your hands with. Bam, you got it right there. I think I only paid like 20 bucks for this, like $19.99. And it's a good solid tank. But there's one thing I got to go over there to get it. I still ride my buckets around. But I tell you what, just any kind of bucket, pay no attention to that name. But these, Milestone's talked about them in one of her preparedness videos, like when she cans stuff, puts food up for any time anything happens or whatever. She mentioned them, and I was so surprised when we got to Gina's work. She said, we got some buckets with some snap-on lids. I said, okay, let's check them out. And I was so surprised to see Gamma 2 written on them, or pressed on them, whatever. But you snap them on the lid, on the bucket, and you unscrew it. You fill it up with water, or whatever you want to put in there. Screw it down tight. It's got a rubber seal around the lid. You ain't losing no water. You're not splashing water everywhere. I mean, you can actually tighten that lid up good and tight and put that in the trunk of your car, in the back of the hatchback or whatever. We had to use that. We had to use 2 of those. I'd fill my 7-gallon container here up. And we used 2 of those and that. I'd fill them up, run them down here and pour them all in the bathtub. I'd go back and fill all 3 up again. I'd put the container on the sink and dump the other 2 in the bathtub. So we'd have about that much water in the bathtub. Dang bugs. Be glad when it gets wintertime, these things leave. But, oh, try to go in my ear. Tried to go in my ear. I don't like that. I got him. I finally got him. He tried to go inside my brain and take over. It wouldn't have been hard right now. But, like I said, I mean, those worked very well. So we'd have I changed up on it. So we actually used that to fill the tub up. We had plenty of water. We washed it a couple times. Mostly just stand up and lather the rag up and wash, not sit down in it and wash, you know. Wash everywhere you could get to, you know. And do it that way. Then when the water got dirty, drain it out, run back to my nephews and change it again. And it's just 21 days, y'all. We had to do that. And it was rough. It was bad. That one weekend, I think the weekend before we finally got power, I got to go to my sister-in-law's and get a hot shower. That was amazing. That was very nice. But like I said, I mean, there's all kinds of things. I actually got some lamps in there that have little small solar grids on top of them that you pull the handles up and you extend it and it cuts on automatically. Plus has a built-in flashlight in the bottom. You just turn it, you can just leave it closed, turn it up, and press a button on the side, and the flashlight comes on. And when I first bought them, they're pretty bright. Those, I recommend. I'm not going to recommend you the brand I got. They lasted a year or two, and then now you're lucky if you get 2 or 3 hours of charge. They were lasting for like up to about 8 hours on a charge. Now they're not doing so well. But, I mean, you get what you get. I paid like $30 for a box of 4. And they lasted 2 or 3 years. So, I mean, you can't really fuss about it. I am looking to get more later. And I do want to get a 100-watt solar panel for this guy right here. I'd love to be able to pick up another 300-watt power station or something bigger. You know, just like for you know, like when a storm comes through and the power goes out for a couple of hours. Nothing like the hurricane that came through when everybody was out of power for 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I think about got everybody situated here. It's been over a month. But I mean, you never know what you're going through. And I mean, God bless the poor people up in North Carolina. And everything got flooded out and washed out. I don't know when. I haven't been able to keep up with that, but I don't know when they may get everything back. And lots of people lost their lives in that. So that was a pretty rough deal when it got up there. But like I said, just any little things you can get that'll help keep you prepared for things like that, because you never know when it's going to happen. We actually thought that it was just going to be a lot of wind and rain and stuff like that, and, you know, blow a few trees down here and there. We didn't know it was going to be the devastation that it was. We never experienced that here. So, I mean, like, you never know. You can never be fully prepared for anything, but you can be more prepared than what you are. And that's my plan, is to try to start getting a few other little things here and there to stay more prepared for things like this. And hopefully we won't have to deal with it again, but you never know. But I just want to touch base with y'all on this. You know, this is what, you know, got us through the first like 4 days or 5 days before we went and got the generator. So, I mean, you know, you don't realize how little you need to get by. You can make do. Darn bugs. But I hope y'all found this somewhat informative. And if there's any big power station companies out there would love to sponsor me and send me one of these, I'd love to test it out for them. Yeah, my channel's too small, ain't nobody gonna send me anything, but I would appreciate it if they did. But I tell you what, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. This is already running almost 14 minutes. I just been gibbering and jabbering. But thank y'all so much for bearing with me through all my issues and stuff with the truck and everything else. I really appreciate it. And I can't thank y'all enough for liking and subscribing to my posts and stuff. And do not forget, if there's any way possible, December 1st, I should be kicking off a video for hashtag SteerSember. Anything made with beef that you want. If it ain't nothing but a hamburger in a frying pan on the stove. It ain't nothing but some beef hot dogs. Yeah, I want to open it up to different things, different cuts of meat, different things, you know, however you want to prepare your food. I mean, I know not everybody prepares their stuff just like I do. Everybody has different ways of doing stuff. And I'd love to see it. So if y'all want to take part, make a video, use hashtag SteerSember2024, tag me, and I'll try to get the playlist together and get it going. So anybody can come by and watch them. But like I said, if you want to challenge somebody, have fun with it. And I just looked in the background, noticed, I hope y'all enjoyed seeing the cows walking around feeding in this in the background. Step out of the way and let y'all watch them for a second. But now I'm actually going to end the video. Thank each and every one of y'all so much for always being here, being so supportive, watching my lives, watching on Wednesday night at 6 Eastern live. Y'all make it, stop by. Hopefully I'll be able to have one this week. But like people watching lives, likes, thumbs up, sharing stuff out, means the world. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. Love y'all. We'll see y'all next time.